Hello and welcome to the Bat Cave. I'm your host, BlindBat8719. On today's video, I'm playing for you my 5-color Changelings deck. But before I do, a small ask, if you wouldn't mind just clicking the subscribe button down below, help me grow the channel. With that out of the way, so this 5-color Changeling deck, I was watching a video with MTG Mudsta, and he has a Mistform Ultimus deck, which is a deck where he has the mid-commander has Changeling, and he built it so that it will get pumped from a variety of other Lord effects. So I thought about that would be kind of a neat idea to try out in Brawl, and I figured since we don't have as much support in one color, I figured I'd go 5 colors to try to make it work. And since Esika got out of the tree and the Prismatic Bridge just came out with Time, I thought it'd be a fun deck to build with her as the commander. So not really expecting this to be competitive. It's not super powerful at all. It is more for the fun janky side of things. Now Esika it got out of the tree. The big thing about her is that she gives our legendary creatures, of which there's 10 vigilance, and lets them become like ramp sources for us, as she grants legendary creatures vigilance and add 1 mana of any color. And then with regarding the Prismatic Bridge, sometimes we'll just have a hand where we curve out and we can get the bridge out. And while we don't have too many busted things to cheat out, that's not the point of this deck. The card advantage that it does generate is really nice. But the focus of this deck is really the Changelings, of which there are 8 sources, 6 creatures, 1 artifact, and 1 saga. Guardian Gladewalker is just, I think, a good 2-drop. Basically, it's a 2/2 for 2. Occasionally, you can put a +1/1 counter on something else, but usually it's going to be targeting itself. Masked Vandal, I have found, as being a great overperformer in this deck and other types of decks. The exile target artifact or enchantment is pretty sweet. It lets us deal with things. The first thing that comes to mind would be the Great Henge, but also problematic commanders that are enchantment gods, such as Nissa and Heliod, as those are still prevalent in the format. So I think being able to exile one of those indestructible enchantments is awesome. Mistwalker is really, again, just in here for the Changeling. It's nice that it has flying, and we can kind of like pump it up at the cost of its toughness if we need to. Realmwalker kind of generates for us some card advantage, as we can choose a creature type. Most of the time, if we can, we're going to be choosing Shapeshifter, as I believe I have I have the 8, so I probably would be like 5 others in the deck. The next numbers that do really well would be Cat, Elementals, and Wizards. So if we seem to have a lot of our Shapeshifters already in play or in the graveyard, we'll probably switch to one of those creature types instead. The Bears Lajara, I'm still trying this one out. Haven't really had a chance to cast it yet. But again, I think it's a good idea. It gets us a 2/2 Shapeshifter. If we have anything else, we can have hopefully an army of base power of 4/4s. And then we can also deal damage to a creature or planeswalker. So it has a little bit of removal as well. The Kinseekers, I think, is just a good body for 4 mana, and we should be able to work our way around to getting the Scry and the +1/+1 counter to make it a 3/5. Orvor, the All form, really don't expect him to be using him for any of his abilities. It would be kind of sweet if we do happen to discard him, that we can create a token of something. It might be a little tricky because, again, we do have a lot of legendary creatures, but it does mean target permanent, so I could always use him as, if we discard him, we can always make him into another land at the very least. And then we have Maskwood Nexus, which grants all of our creatures that are in play in our hand and we don't own, but that aren't on the battlefield, essentially the ones in our deck, Changelings, or they have every creature type. And that will, if we get this out, this will make the deck hum and buzz a lot smoother, and it also lets us create our own board of Shapeshifters as well for 3 mana. Now, why are we playing all these Changelings and whatnot, and what's the point, kind of? Well, here are the payoffs. So because they're every creature type, we're trying out all these bonuses that we have that have certain creatures out. So like Pack Leader. Other dogs you control get +1/+1. The only other dogs in the deck are the Changelings. And then, so that's what, and he gives all of them, prevent all the combat damage. So basically, we have some Changelings out with Pack Leader. They get the +1/+1 boost from him, and then if he attacks with them, all combat damage to the Changelings will be prevented. And again, if Masked Nexus is out, that means that all of our creatures are dogs. All of them get a +1/+1 pump, and all of them when they attack, no combat damage will be dealt to our creatures. The other benefit of going with this strategy is it lets you kind of shore up some party tricks. So Nimble Trapfinder I thought would be great as a way of kind of getting in some damage and giving everybody, when this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Again, him plus our 3 other Changelings would give us a full party. There are a couple other wizards and clerics in the deck, but that's just an example again with the Changelings and using the party mechanic. Gallia of the Endless Dance is just another +1/+1 pump, and it gives our creatures haste. And again, most of these are going to be +1/+1 pumps is what I'm kind of looking for, and hopefully some ancillary benefits as well. Righteous Valkyrie is a little bit different. It will, again, our creatures are clerics and angels. Our shapelings are clerics and angels in addition to everything else. So hopefully we'll gain enough life to give everything a +2/+2 boost. Feline Sovereign. Feline Sovereign. I don't know why I was saying it weird like that. They have +1/+1 protection from dogs. I don't think the dog thing is really going to come up. But also allows that whenever one or more of our cats deal combat damage to a player, we can destroy and target an artifact or enchantment. So it does give us some more artifact and enchantment removal. Linvala, Shield of Seagate, is another party mechanic character in the deck that lets us, if we have the full party, prevent a non-land permanent our opponent controls from attacking or blocking and using its activated ability. So it can blank planeswalkers, it can blank creatures. She also lets, since we tend to have to go wide a lot, she does allow us to protect our board by giving things indestructible. Kaheera gives our creatures +1/+1 in vigilance. We do have a 1 or 2 natural elementals, and again, we have some other cats in the deck as well. Rin and Seri, the Inseparable. Again, our Changelings are everything, so they'll count as a dog and a cat spell. So we'll get 2 1/1s when we cast a Changeling with Rin and Seri out. And then we also have, we could use her ability to hopefully deal some damage to any target. Rampage of the Valkyries is a 5-cost enchantment that creates its own 4/4 angel for us with flying and vigilance. And whenever an angel you control dies, each other player sacrifices a creature. I thought it'd be kind of cool again that since all of our Changelings are of angels as well, that if any of them dies, our opponent will have to sacrifice a creature. So hopefully it will make blocking and attacking easier for us. And Narfi, Betrayer King, just another creature that gives other creatures +1/+1, and we can always bring him back to the field. He's our primary reason that we actually have any snow cards in the deck at all, or snow lands in the deck at all. He also is a wizard, which is of good note in case, again, to help with the party mechanics. So this next pile here is some of our interaction we have with our opponent. So Bloodchief's Thirst, just to destroy creatures and planeswalkers, mostly the planeswalkers. Heroic Intervention is to make sure our stuff doesn't die to a board wipe. We do tend to go wide, so we are susceptible to board wipes. Binding the Old Gods, I think, is just a great removal spell that we can use against our opponent. It also lets us find a forest card to put into play, which includes our Triomes, so that's really awesome. And then we have our creatures gain Death Touch. Don't really expect it to be a big thing to have happen, but it is nice as we do tend to go wide. Elspeth Conquers Death. It's been played a lot. Again, just interaction with our opponent with the first chapter, and then hopefully bring something back that's already died if we get to chapter 3. These are the board wipes in the deck. Blood on the Snow, again, destroying all creatures and planewalkers. Because Narfi was the main reason to play Snow, I thought Blood on the Snow would be a good reason to also play into it as well, so that's why I added that to the deck. Realm-Cloaked Giant. If we have Masked Nexus out, and again, even just our Changelings, all of our creatures are giants. So it's technically a one-sided board wipe for us, so that's why I thought this would be a good one to include in the deck. And then Ugin, because you need a good catch-all, and Ugin is that card in the format right now to basically bail us out of anything that we might be facing against for the most part. So that's why he's in the deck. Some card draw in the deck. Cloudkin Seer is an elemental wizard, so those are 2 types that are useful. The elemental to go with the Kaheera, the Orphanguard, and the wizard to help with party mechanics. And then just when he enters the battlefield, he replaces himself by drawing a card. Of One Mind, I really like the idea that this could be a cost reduction spell. It's possibly mediocre in our deck. So at the worst case, it's a divination. But at the best case, maybe around turns 4 or 5, we can pay 1 blue and draw 2 cards, which would be really great. And then Behold the Multiverse. Again, it's just another way that if we don't have a 2-drop, I was thinking I could foretell this on turn 2 to then in the mid game cast it as well to scry 2 and draw 2 cards. The other one I usually think about, I think a good comparison to be made is Reign of Revelation, which is same cost, instant, for draw 3, discard 1. And I just like the idea. I think the scry 2 is worth not drawing that 3rd card to discard, because essentially in both cases you're still drawing 2 cards. So that's why I'm choosing Behold the Multiverse to play it out, and I think that's the scry 2 with the foretell being the cost being spread out, I think is a good reason to play this over Reign of Revelations right now. And then the last pile here is our mana ramp. So Elysian Carotid, Arcane Signet, Zavella Ice Shaper. So again, not a lot of reasons to play Snow, but when I started looking for some legendary creatures and I tried to see what else there might be worth playing in Snow, I thought Zavella could be fun because he can for 2 things. For a few reasons. One is that he can create mana rocks for us, which I thought would be helpful since we're a 5-color deck. If we happen to go to the late game, he can help us look at the top 4 cards of our library and cast the best spell among them without paying the mana cost. He's also a legendary creature, which 4 mana as a legendary creature. Yusharn, Implacable Earth. Implacable Earth? Anyways, this one again, it helps us, is a legendary creature, so it will tap and get Vigilance from Esika, God of the Tree. It helps us find colors, which is essentially by putting them in our hand, drawing 2 cards, pay 4 mana, draw 2 cards, and then the ancillary effect of players can't pay life or sacrifice non-land permanents to cast spells or activate abilities. So that could hopefully be something negative to our opponent. Solemn Simulacrum. It's a colorless card in a 5-color deck, so it's just a great auto-inclusion. It helps us find our 5th land that maybe we want to play out the Prismatic Bridge. Gigantha the Wellspring, again, is another legendary creature. I can't make it. I thought about making it my companion, but the cards I have in the deck I just really want to play. But really what's also in here is the generic, because in theory this will just pay for the bridge cost itself if this resolves, and say the bridge got destroyed once, this already takes care of the Wooburg by itself, the 5-man, we just got to pay the commander tax. Gigantha kind of helps cut the cost of the World Tree in half, so that's the other reason why I thought I would include that in the deck. And then Beanstalk Giant, it's one of those cards we can play early, we can play late, and so that's why he's in the deck. So now to go over the mana base real quick. So we have at least one of every snow-covered land. I have 2 plains, 2 islands, and 2 forests, as I find that's the right mix right now. I'm playing each one of the triomes. The other ones I discussed, I think the World Tree. So this will fix all. Once we control 6 more lands we control add 1 mana of any color, so it fixes everything. And then if we happen to get to 11 lands or 10 mana and this, we can search for any number of god cards and put them onto the battlefield. While you may not have seen any gods spelled out when we were going over the deck tech just now, Changelings are gods. So this could be a way for me to bum rush the board with a lot of creatures all at once. So that's why I have that in here as well. Animal Sanctuary, because they're Changelings. We can put a +1/+1 counter on any of our Changelings because they are all of those creature types. Command Tower for fixing, Fabled Passage to find the thing we're missing. And the other thing I want to put over here were the pathway choices I made. So I first started with everything that was green because as a base green deck, as a 5-color deck, you usually have green as a base color, and since Esika is explicitly green, I thought it would be a good idea to have all of the green ones present in the deck. And the other revelation I came up with was to play the ones that were, whatever was left over, play all the ones that had red in them, as red is the color we have the least of, I believe, in the deck. So I figured it would be better for me to play the red ones, because if I don't need the red right now, I play the other side. But if I'm in a pinch and I need the red, I just thought that was the best way to sort out which of the color pairs of the pathways would be the ones to play at this point. So with the deck tech out of the way, let's jump into the arena for some brawls. Alright, this hand seems capable. It's a little bit on the slow side. Actually, no, Arcane Signet doesn't make it slow. But I think this is going to be kind of a great having this in my hand. We're playing against F.E.D.E, F.E.D.E, piling an Alela, Artful, Provocateur. She was from the precons from the Brawl sets when Eldraine, Throne of Eldraine came out, so she something it's not in the main set. It had to be crafted. Ooh. All right, I think we're just gonna start with the green here. Wait, cancel that. Let me think. This is green too. All right, yeah, let's go with the green here. Yeah, sorry, let's start looking at my colors because I'm trying to go white and makes easy. White, green, and red are easy. It's a matter of now getting to white, and then we have the black for the Rampage of the Valkyries. I think the Masked Nexus is gonna be pretty key here. That is not what's normally played in a Alela deck. So I think they might be using her now as an Esper control. Alela usually has a lot of artifacts and enchantments, which she naturally turns towards, or naturally is inclined to be built as. So a Speaker of the Heavens is something that is a little bit weird. Yeah, I don't know why this is in here, so that makes me think something else is going on. I think this might just be Esper control. Alright, so now the decision point here is, do we go 4 for a Masked Nexus, or do we go 3 for a Righteous Valkyrie to start blocking? I think here we go for... we could play Rin. I'd rather go for the Masked Nexus here. And again, part of this is if they're playing control, I gotta pick and choose my moments of when I can sneak things in. It's also entirely possible that I should have instead gone the safe route. Now that I'm looking at this again, could have played out the Triome instead of the Pathway, and then played Cloudkin Seer to draw a card. But I think there were, which that play sets us up better for a Prismatic Bridge turn. But this deck again, it's great getting the bridge out, and it definitely helps. I just feel like we're more of a Changeling deck, so I want to try to play it that way for you guys. Alright, Alela's out. Oh. Alright, now I see the connection. This gives other creatures you control flying +1, so this will actually make a 5/4. Alright, and just tapped. Alright, so let's throw out a Rin and Seri, the Inseparable here. Part of the reason for that too is we're going to have 5 mana next turn, so that gives us the option of doing 3 things in my head. We can try to go for a bridge play, see if that works. It means we take a turn and do nothing. At least with this turn there, we're stopping potentially this attack, but if this is built how I think it's going to be built, I can expect some enchantment removal right now to get rid of Rin. So that means we now have to sit, so then that... Yep, see, oh, actually, Face Fetters isn't the worst one. I was thinking more of the 3-costed one. So we can't use the activated ability till that's gone, unfortunately. Alright, so now there's 5/4 Angels. Well, let's play out the World Tree. Alright, so I think we're looking at the clock here. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we take a turn off, we're down to 10. I think I like the idea of playing out 2 things here, so let's go with Kaheera, because that's going to let us go wide a bit. And I totally messed it up because I probably should have done the Righteous Valkyrie first, because that would have meant this would have gotten another 3 in life. So, oh well. Now next turn, what would be great, we can always play Rampage of the Valkyries out, and now it basically becomes really difficult for our opponent to attack us. I mean, right now, yeah, okay, the only thing I can kill, they hold off is that, but... We do have 8 mana next turn, so it's entirely possible we just play these 2 out, play our hand out, and then next turn, the turn after that, go for a bridge and see what we can set up. Unfortunately, we don't really have any ways. Actually, the one way we could punish our opponent for them going wide would be to go for our own giant. I'm already blanking on my card names. But basically destroy all non-giant creatures. Since we have the Nexus out, all of our creatures are giants as well. So that would be able to be a one-side board wipe to help take care of some things. I mean, right now, I'm totally fine accepting the 5. Alright, I'm not going to be trading. I can't kill anything, so we'll take no blocks. This triggers whenever it enters the battlefield. So these two will definitely gain us back some life. Beanstalk Giants would actually earn us a lot of life. So we're going to go back with our play of... stick with the play we had originally. All the triggers. Now if we can get our little feline friend online, that'd be great too. Now I'm torn. I really like the Kaheera right here. So, alright, so we want to... nothing, we only get to pump is the vigilance. We can't get in per se. I think we're better off going with the Valkyrie play here. Because now we can kind of throw our stuff a little bit. At least definitely the 4/4 out Valkyrie, we can start trading off some things here. I think maybe here we'll throw in our kitty cats for a little bit of damage. They're probably not going to block, but right now these things don't do anything on the ground either. And we have 2 left over anyways. But yeah, I think at this point we're probably going to trade off. I could see forcing them now to want to try to draw a lot more artifacts and enchantments to try to build up their token army right now. This probably can only block one of the small things. I don't mind trading off the 4/4 for Alela here, and this the Cloudkin Seer for one of these. Ooh, that's not good. Alrighty, well there goes that plan. So that was good on them. We can still make the cats at least 2 2s and vigilant. So I think we might be going on the bridge play here if we're not dead. Alright. Just going to go for the 5, and I don't see the... I mean, we can make a few more tokens, but I don't think it's really going to matter here. I think we're going to try to draw. Binding of the Old Gods. Alright, no point in attacking here. So I possibly that Binding the Old Gods, we get rid of the face fetters and we just start shooting face with Rin. Face, or we start dealing with our board that way potentially. I think that might be our way to kind of get back into this. So 4 mana, blow that up. This needs a specific set of 3. But we have the 7. This is 1 mana, 2 mana of any color. So hopefully we'll draw our 6th land, as I'll turn the World Tree on. We don't have to worry about our mana costs. And then that definitely is one of the first things I want to start killing, is probably the Speaker of the Heaven. And then slowly start willing away everything else on top. So this is 15. And then we have another 6. That's 21, 22. Yeah, we actually have a lot coming our way. Alright, so we kill 1. We kill the other 1. Alright, and this kind of makes things... I think this is good, because we trade off here. I mean, he could always find some other... There's always going to be a trick I'm missing, but I think if we trade all this off here, we take the 5, we then make Rin and Seri active again, we have enough dogs and cats that we can start dealing with whatever the newest angel is. And start trying to grind back that way. We actually did have 2 angels die, so that was actually kind of cool. So it's now finding another way to deal with their forces. So that's good. And what do we get in play now? Alright. Cool, we got our mana. That's good. Finding the Old Gods. I went so fast on that, I didn't even think that they might have a counterspell. So this might actually just be the game right now, because I didn't think about counterspells. Should have... Yep. Oh! Oh, that's fine. We'll auto-pay that. Alright, so that doesn't help at the moment. So, I mean, in terms of counter spells, that was... Oh, alright. This will be dicey in a little bit, so we gotta see if we can make it through one more turn, I'd say. We do get to search for a forest card put on the battlefield tap, which is nice. This might be bad for us. 10, 15... Oh, no, this is actually lethal. Yeah, that counterspell did us in. Alright, good game. Let's see if he sees it. Yep, he does. Ah, man, that counterspell did us in. Otherwise, we would have the Rin and Seri active, and that would have made us at least have a chance of staying alive. Alright, we're going to keep this hand. 3 lands is good. We can behold on... We can foretell this on 2. We can draw a card on 3. And then we'll see about getting to Narfi. We're playing against that kid, piloting an Esika, God of the Tree, Prismatic Bridge deck. So I wouldn't say this is a mirror match per se, only because I think it's highly unlikely we're playing somebody else focused on a theme deck like ours. So this will probably be an uphill battle for us. For me, I should probably say. And this will just be ramp and all good stuff. And hopefully they hit the ramp with the bridge every so often. And let's foretell this. Now, is the right play instead to play Esika next turn? No, I think... Oh, that makes things interesting. Alright. Play out the front side. I actually think Arcane Signet might be the way to go. Because then we can, end of their turn, use Behold the Multiverse to try to get our last color. Unless they play a second blue source, in which case then, okay. So the question comes down, do they have Mystical Dispute in their hand? We don't want blood on the snow. Pack Leader doesn't really work right. I mean, we really want that 5th land. I think as much as we love Pack Leader, and I think getting that, I get to draw an extra card. I really want to keep the idea of Pack Leader and Rin and Seri. Yep, I'm gonna try that play. All right. Okay, alright, so we would have drawn Orvar in the World Tree this turn. We'll find out next turn what we would have drawn if we had played things a little bit smarter. So let's go with Rin and Seri. Alright, so no reaction from our opponent, but there was a pause. Alright, so they're going for their bridge play, it looks like. So it's entirely up swamp, so they'll have a plains in hand, or they're looking for a plains next turn. This could also be a ramp turn spell. Epic Downfall. Alright. So the Pack Leader was... Oh, alright, so yeah, we would have drawn the land that we play... Alright, play out the red side. We can't cast the bridge this turn anyways, right? So we have green... Black, red, blue. We have 6. We actually could cast the bridge. Just the question is, do they have the counter magic? What else could be instant speed? I mean, I could see them having something else that was instant speed. If we play our bridge and it gets countered, they turn and tap and play their bridge. So now comes the question of, do we attack the board more instead and go with, say, Valkyrie and Pack Leader? Oh, I have 6 mana. I can do Cloudkin and Righteous Valkyrie. Alright, I'm going to go with attacking the board. Alright. Alright, so they actually do have the Mystical Dispute. So our best play might be actually to then play out our bridge when they have their bridge out. Because Righteous Valkyrie went through with no problem, but it paused a bit on the Cloudkin Seer. Since Mystical Dispute could only be cast for 1 blue with casting a blue spell. Wow. Extinction Event. Alright, so now we can actually are free to play out the bridge. So we're going to go do that now. See, 3, 4, 5. I was making sure Beanstalk Giant was worth playing. It's not, so let's go with the bridge here. They may totally have a bridge removal spell as well, but that's fine then. I'm thinking they might have their Binding of the Old Gods. Alrighty, so they're just actually an all-out control deck, I would say. Alright, so we play 4, we play 2. Alright, so let's play out Orval. Let's play out the dogs. And let's draw 2 more cards. Alright, so we do have the mana to replay the bridge next turn. So I might see what our opponents decide to do here. They finally got their white source, so we have to worry about that. So we now have to be mindful also again of running out of cards before they do, because that is also a very real concern. So they do have the Mystical Dispute. We can't cast the bridge and pay for the extra cost. We pay out 5. Mystical Dispute costs us 3. So I would say let's play out the white. Let's play out Narfi instead. This way at least Orvar gets pumped up to be a 5/5. And if they choose to counter him, that's great, no worries. Now the other question I was thinking is I was probably going to play out Beanstalk Giant next, but again, yep, Mystical Dispute. Resolve. I will auto pay that. So if they chose not to counter, what I was thinking I would do instead is if they didn't counter and they let Narfi resolve, I probably was actually going to not use Beanstalk Giant and cycle one of my 2 Triomes instead, because I could see them choosing to hard cast Mystical Dispute, and then we'd lose out on both sides of this. Elder Gargaroth. This will not help my creatures out. Actually, let's see. What we block, we get in 2 points of damage. He can gain 3 life, so he gains 1 life. He gets to draw a card or draw a card or expand his board. I think we'd rather be on the defensive here. Use this opportunity to try to play out the bridge again. And then we'll probably lay down a land. These are probably the colors I'm going to have harder time with. Actually, this has 2 of the 3 colors I have harder time with, so let's go with that. No attacks. And then here, I probably will trade off. Let's see, how am I doing on my snows? I have 1. I only have 2 snow lands, actually. So that does get to be a little tricky bringing back Narfi, actually. Now, what's kind of funny is actually because we have the 1 island open, he might think I'm playing a Mystical Dispute, in which case he doesn't have to pay for it for his bridge, so his bridge play is kind of shot, but their pack leader gets rid of is gone now due to this glass casket. So we now need the feline to break out the dog, which would be really funny, actually. I forget the Elder Gargaroth has... Ooh. Alright, we're gonna give this first striking +2/+0. That's what I would do. And it doesn't already have trample, right? 8, yeah, I'm gonna take the hit. I would have definitely traded these 2 off, but I didn't Realm-Cloaked. Oh, hey, there's the cat. And no way of getting the cat through. Alright, so the question now becomes, do we just go, let's see what we got here. We have an 8/8. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, can't do both. Alright, so let's just go play out the 8/8 right now. And we'll just play the land out. Now, entirely possible I should maybe have cycled the land, but I think actually, right, making this a 9/9 was probably better, because I forgot from last turn that this would make this an 8/6, so this now at least makes it harder for this to... Alright, so that... Draw and discard. So now we have to worry about them getting to an Ugin first. Again, I always think about Ugin because right now, yes, they would lose their stuff at 5. Actually, we'd have to lose. They'd go 7, so everything would go away. But I would say with our 5 pieces compared to their 4, we're a little bit better off right now. Mithros and Nethroi, that's a good one. All right, we'll take the action here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here's 9, 10. 9, 10. And we actually could go that trick. I do gotta worry about that. This is whenever this attacks. Any other gods I can get with this stuff? Don't think so. So I think I'm just gonna swing these two here and see what happens. Board wipe is imminent then. Okay. That, or he has heroic intervention. Alright, heroic intervention it is. Alright, so some of our big guns are gone. Let's see now. So we do this. This is 3. That gives us the Feline Sovereign. Then we have 9 left over. So hopefully we'll be able to surprise them with our other... We have a creature in the graveyard? Oh, we don't have a creature in the graveyard. Dang it. Lithiform engine. Alright, well I think that's going to have to go now instead. First strike and trample. Okay, no problem.
For the realm.
Okay, that's a neat one. Alright. This is one of our better beaters. So I think we're gonna... Well, I'm always greedy with the life total. So let's block. And then let's add 2 here. Activate the tree. Since they're tapped out and can't do anything else. And I think we're gonna look for... We already did mostly cat. I think Wizard's my next one, so let's go with Wizard. Let's get rid of the... Ooh, Lithiform engine? Let's actually get rid of the glass casket here. And then target a creature to get +1/+1. Let's give it to... Valki. Land on the bottom. Elspeth Conquers Death is pretty good. I did that too soon. Oh, shucks. Okay. Alright, it's all good. Alright, Elspeth Conquers Death.
Let it go, Rowan.
Probably the answer was probably actually go with the Gargaroth. Dogs get protection from cats. Next to attack. So we have, how much power we have? We have 10. 6, or 10 and 16, it's 26. We have a lot of power on the field. And we have at least the 1 blocker. 2 blockers at least. Entirely possible I should have gotten rid of the... Oh, I couldn't even hit the glass casket with Elspeth Conquers Death. So what's over at 7? So what else is that one? We have 10, we have 14. Probably could flip this now as well to get an extra point of damage in. He's going to gain his 3 life. Oh, he's going to draw a card. Got nothing else, might as well just pump this up. 1, 2, 3. Alright. Up to 1. Alright, let's go with the Lithiform engine then. I keep thinking I can do multiples, which would be awesome, which would make this so much more better, I feel like. Good game. Let's see, 3, 6, 7. If he has the 8th land plus Ugin, then yeah, that might be it. Cultivate. Alright. Doesn't have Morag going then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Block with this. Swing with everybody. Alrighty. Alrighty, we got there. Woo! That was a nail biter at times. Alright, we're going to mulligan this hand. We only got the 2 lands. We're going first. We're playing against the Husky Hammer, piloting a Valki, God of Lies deck / Tibalt Cosmic Imposter. I definitely am thinking of playing a deck built around him. The Valki Tibalt play. I would think for the most part, they're not playing Valki, they're playing Tibalt. We had the white. This is just so close if we had the white. Mulligan? Realmwalker on 3. That gets us the white. Let's keep this up. We're going first. It's a little bit maybe of a toss up. Let's play with the swamp first. We're probably gonna play the green out here. So green and red. There's our black. Did we say hello to our opponent? I don't think so. Let's just say hello real quick. Now if he plays Duress, Falmare Knight. Okay. Let's go with the red. They're foretelling a card. That's not good for us. Alright, so we got blue covered. Alright. Let's go with green here. Play out a Realmwalker, and we're probably going to name Shapeshifter. Of 1 mine is on top. Alright. Oh yeah, they're clearly going to be ramping towards a Tibalt now. Alright, so we got to act a little bit faster. This is not hit enchantments. And the command tower's on top. Alright, so command tower on top. Well, it's actually, no, Psalm Simulacrum is the same as getting a command tower because we just search for our white source and we're there. And it ramps us. So yeah, we're going to go with that play. Take the action, search for the white source. And if we attack with Realm, we're going to be blocked by the Falmare Knight. So no attacks. That puts them at 6 mana. They're not playing any snow lands, so we can now rule out Blood in the Snow and some of the good snow cards at least. Foretell. Poison the Cup is the one that first pops in my mind. You could play Demon Bolt. That's another possibility. Please don't get rid of the Realmwalker. It's a nice 1 mine play we have. We gotta be careful when we play with the Masked Nexus because that's something that could definitely get taken away by Tibalt. Whoop. Alright. Nope, it can't be a Boar Whip because they want the Palladium Mirror too much. Discard 2 cards. I think we're gonna need the of 1 mind. I think the 2 dogs have to go maybe. Let's go with that. I'm gonna get rid of those 2. This will. I like the idea of being able to refill our hand, and then set up a 1-turn board wipe. Never mind. Skull Ray can be foretold. All right, good to know. I mean, at this point, we might as well just try to draw the extra card. Get rid of the Falmare Knight. And let's see how well we can do with the Getting the bridge going. I think actually holding on to this in hand isn't terrible because if they try to go for a Reaper of the Night, 2 or fewer cards. So we gotta find a balance between keeping cards in hand and getting things out. This is where at least having the Prismatic Bridge out will be helpful. Still let us generate some card advantage. So, alright, top card to get that from us. Oh, nice. All the lands. Alright. So let's go there.
What's the outfit? It's borrowed.
Do we have 7 mana to play with? We don't. Alright, so let's play out the green source. I don't want to expose the Masked Knight just yet. Especially since we can't even activate the same turn. If we at least activate the same turn, then we don't mind if he takes it, because at least we got a use out of it. Alright, so we lost Poison the Cups up there, and Inathia Triome. May play cards exiled. So Reaper of the Night's a possibility, which is something we don't have to worry about. Land, Poison the Cup, and then whatever else he has in his hand. That double discard turn really hurt us. I mean, we did okay with recovery of getting a Sharn, but again, we just drew 2 lands. But again, it's still 2 more cards that we have, and then again, the mana will hopefully be helpful. Arcane Signet. Just really expecting these Poison the Cup on the Sharn. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Now we happen to flip into an Ugin. I would say we'd probably just shoot. Oh, murder. That works. Well, we'll draw a card now. Fabled Passage. Oh boy, our deck's doing wonders right now. Righteous Valkyrie. Play out the plan since he knows we have it. I would say let's get rid of him right now. It does give him a free buy, but he was at 7 and he starts at 5, so it's not like we're doing much. We can't attack him. So we give him the option to get rid of the Righteous Valkyrie or just try to go up. But at least now he's only doing 1 thing a turn. Oh, the Masked Vandal. That was a good hit for him. They have creatures in the graveyard. Let's go for the Zagref Triome here. Fabled Passage. Let's just grab another green source. Play this out. Swing out there. And this is 3. So we're actually gonna hold off on playing the Carroted out just because on the off chance he decided to exile our enchantment. Let's see what we got here. Cathartic Reunion from them, Beanstalk Giant from him. He might just go with that actually, which we don't mind as much because everything will have Death Touch. Masked Vandal will be the one I'm probably thinking he's going to definitely cast, because that will get rid of the bridge. Oh, he's got the little Cerebos here. Nice. Now I think if they cast this and it goes into exile, that's the thing I don't know. Do they keep it? If anybody knows this, if they cast the sorcery part, do they get to get the other part as well? Discard 2 cards. Well, let's activate the ability then. So the game's more life.
Ignore my draconic talents. Into your rage.
Okay, it's actually not bad for us. So you could cast Narfi, not the worst thing. Well, it is kind of not cool, but that is not the worst possible play we can do. Actually, at this point, I don't see us. Ooh, 8. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Alright, so I don't see us really instantly killing Tibalt at the moment, only because World Tree. Alright, that's one changeling. Two, alright. Not too many gods left. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So actually one more land kind of gets us there. 3 damage to the Palladium Mirror, I think is a good call.
My flames burn
No
beyond
attacks.
the
I don't see the
fence.
point necessarily killing the Tibalt just yet. Because yes, so they're exiling some of the stuff from us and whatnot. But they can't get rid of our creatures.
Sure.
And there goes another one of our gods. So this isn't looking that great for terms of using the World Tree as a get creatures in the play effect. Is Vandal? I'm surprised he just hasn't used the Vandal yet on the Prismatic Bridge. Bake into a pie. Oh wow. Alright, it's just all the removals. This is definitely, so, I mean, this late in the game, obviously, it's a control deck. Just seeing how we're doing in terms of our own removal spells. Okay, yeah, resolve. Oi, and the hits keep on coming. Alright, so I do think we are actually going to probably use Masked Nexus. Alright, well now we're about to answer my question. Whose exile does this go towards? Mine or theirs? It sticks with theirs. Okay. Now, is it worth... I think it's worth it here to block. So Tibalt's died once, so it's 7 to 9 to 11. 3, 4, 5, 6, alright. 4, 8, 9, 10. They have exactly 11. And then they still have lands to play as well. Alright. Let's block.
What's a curious choice?
I think now I'm going to kill the Tibalt. Svella can definitely get us back in the game by letting us play things for free. And then since we actually got our last land, the other thing we can do too is we can use the World Tree potentially. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can pop off on a World Tree trick here. If we so that's one strategy I can do to try to, whatever I have left. I think I said the magic number was 6 creatures, so we have 1, 2, 3 in exile. So 4. So I get 2 more I can sneak out. Okay. Orvor is a 4/4. Ah, Kaheera.
Painful memories.
Let's see what we bring out. Oh! Oh, I can bring everything out! I forgot, right, 'cause everything is a... Oh, that's awesome. Alright. Pass the blocks. 4. Let's go with that. That's 9 toughness. Oh, it's 7. Dang, that's not enough. Alright, I guess we're gonna use... But Gigantha's multicolored.
Your fate is sealed.
Oh wow, I have no more creatures left. Alright. Next. Sorry, now I'm permanent control. So that'll stop Tibalt. Swing here. Sure. I think all we have left is... And that should also be the game. Wow, I totally forgot I had this in play when I was trying to think of my shapeshifters. Oh boy, that was sweet. Alright, thank you for the game, Husky Hammer. That was a lot of fun. And that is the video for today. I must say the deck performed a lot better on camera than it usually did in testing, so I was really happy that you guys got to see some fun games. Also, this is a deck I would say is mostly for fun. I would not say recommend you crafting wild cards on. This deck is not really super powerful. You can definitely build more powerful decks with Esika than what I'm doing here. But I just remember seeing that idea, seeing that one of the MTG Mudsta videos, and I just thought it was a really neat idea to build around the changeling mechanic. So again, probably not enough here. Definitely not enough in standard. I haven't really checked historic to see if it's possible to do it with, say, a single color or two colors, but this was a fun challenge for me to play with in the deck. I definitely had some interesting moments, and definitely I was happy to pull off some of the cooler plays with the deck for you guys. Let me know what you think of the deck in the comment section down below. Click the thumbs up icon if you like today's video. If you really like what I'm doing, please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification icon so you'll be notified of when I upload Brawl videos, which should be on a weekly basis. As always, thank you for visiting the Batcave and have a great day.